เจ้าจงเป็นผู้ปราศจากเวรปราศจากการพยาบาทเบียดเบียนปราศจากความทุกข์กายทุกข์ใจมีแต่ความสุขรักษาตนให้พ้นจากทุกภัยทั้งสิ้นเถิด
Hello everyone, let's continue listen to the fact.
MD #F.009 in the merit making of this subduing section. Whether the merit makers will gain merit or sin depends on the principal Buddha image set up in the ceremony. The truth is that the temple people are prevented from knowing or reading. In fact, there is an important matter that the wicked are afraid that everyone will not be able to survive if they know it. Number 5, continued, 30. Update number 13, AI in question 1/3, yesterday, Friday, July 28, 2023. There was a question sent by a friend from fellow merit-making members who have been building merit together for decades. But this question was asked, let me ask you something. The Phra Maha Siriraj relic is also quite black. What section is it? When someone sends information about the white and black sections fighting each other. And the white section means the white Dhammakaya. The Dhammakaya is the subtle section. There will be no black in the subtle section at all. If there is black, especially in the hair section, it will definitely be from the black section, the section of the Mara. But what does this question indicate? I don't know if it's a question worth answering or what. Because the person who asked intended to refute the things that were shared about the black-haired Dhammakaya Buddha statue that was making merit at the Dhammakaya temple. Before answering this question, we need to review the following again. According to information from a knowledgeable person, the dragon overlapping the body, 01, tells everyone that the white Dhammakaya Buddha, merit side, which is the subtle side, will normally be a clear, bright glass. And when it clashes with the black side, which means the black Dhammakaya Buddha, sin side, of the devil, it will have a black appearance all over. Both sides have been fighting each other for a long time. And when 01 or Luang Por Dhammajayo built the Dhammakaya temple so that everyone can practice Dhamma to reach the Dhammakaya within themselves, which is the white side, merit side. The principal Buddha image was built in the ordination hall according to the 32 characteristics of the great man. And it is emphasized that when practicing Dhamma correctly, everyone will see the Dhammakaya within them, which has the same characteristics as the principal Buddha image. In the Yubozo of Wat Phra Dhammakaya, that's why the temple administration suddenly invited the group to build 3 new principal Buddha images, but with the body color of gold silicon bronze, but with black hair, black eyebrows, black eyes, and black unalome, and red lipstick. It is unusual and contradictory to the original reason for building Wat Phra Dhammakaya since the time of Luang Por Dhammajayo. Because when Wat Phra Dhammakaya was built to expand the Dhammakaya knowledge of the white merit side only, the principal Buddha image must be a bright color only. If it is not clear glass, it must be white or bright gold all over to attract the Buddha within everyone. And the human body is a white element of nature. Therefore, the Buddha within is normally clear, bright, and brightly white. However, inviting to build the principal Buddha image of the Dhammakaya with black hair, black eyebrows, and black unalome like this should not happen. In Wat Phra Dhammakaya of the white side, there is an invitation to build and silence the conflict by claiming that it belongs to Luang Por, which no one dares to confirm. Is it Luang Por Dhammajayo or 01, but using the floating word that Luang Por molded it himself, which is like just citing it and no one dares to contradict it. No one dares to ask back which Luang Por. It is like wanting people to believe that it belongs to Luang Por Dhammajayo. Since Luang Por 01, since the beginning of building Wat Phra Dhammakaya and having the first principal Buddha image, 01 did not mold it himself but searched for the owner of the merit, and that person is Phai Thawan. The work of molding the Buddha image of Wat Phra Dhammakaya by Luang Por Dhammajayo is the merit of Phai Thawan alone. Since Luang Por already had Phai Thawan mold the Buddha image, he did not have to mold it himself from the beginning, and now that he is not here, he has no authority to order anything. Suppose that if he were really at the temple, Phai Thawan would not be here. If the real Luang Por were to create a new principal Buddha image, he could definitely contact Phai Thawan to mold it. He would not do it himself and would not contact other people to receive this merit because his purpose was to mold the principal Buddha image to be as similar to the Buddha image in himself as possible. And he had been training Phai Thawan all along until he had the skill to mold Buddha images that were like the Buddha image in himself, which no one else could compare to. If he wanted a new principal Buddha image, for the glass room 2 in the covered temple, or even at Wat Ban Kun, he just ordered Phai Thawan to come and mold it. Which is certain that it is not different from the body and is definitely on the white side. And since Phai Thawan is the only one who has the duty to receive the merit of molding the Buddha image in the body, according to the order of Luang Por, the fact that Phai Thawan did not come to mold it means that Luang Por Dhammajayo did not order was not at the temple. Or Luang Por Dhammajayo was not at the temple. So he did not think or order anything at all, whether he was there or not. But what is certain is that when Phai Thawan did not come back to mold the Buddha image, it means that the real Luang Por did not order it, and there was no reason for him to mold it himself. Therefore, it reflects that it is certain that there are people who falsely claim that it is Luang Por's, to think by themselves that it is Luang Por Dhammajayo's, and then stubbornly create the principal Buddha image, which is in this form with black hair like this, not caring if anyone objects or if it is against the truth. According to the reason of Wat Phra Dhammakaya, which the real Luang Por has invited his children to create for more than 50 years or not, and for the reason that the principal Buddha image of Wat Phra Dhammakaya must be made so that people can pay homage and see the Buddha image in themselves. This is the foundation of the construction of this Dhammakaya temple. The Buddha in the body, which is the Dhammakaya, is a subtle form, and will have only clear or white or golden colors, like the Buddha image in the International Dhammakaya Council. The Buddha in every human being has only clear and bright colors. As for seeing it, it can only be seen when practicing meditation according to the principles of the science and doing it correctly. Then, it will see the Buddha in the body that is clear and bright. It will not be normal, seeing it in other colors, except at another level, which is the level of seeing the physical Dhammakaya in the physical body of the Nirvana Ayatana. Then you will see the characteristics of the Buddha in the form of the model that appears in Glassroom 1 and in the Uposatha Hall of the Dhammakaya Temple at branches abroad, such as in Indonesia or Newcastle, for example, with pinkish white skin, golden hair, golden eyebrows and unalome, light pink lips, and only black eyelashes. Continued 31. 31. Since the black side, the devil, does not have a human body, which is a rough body, he cannot permanently defeat the white side. Because the white side has a human body, and the Buddha in humans is only the clear, white, bright Buddha, the black side can only try to penetrate the heart, penetrate the center of the body, and control the thoughts and feelings of the human being that he has penetrated the heart to occupy the center of the body. This forces that human being to do wrong, do evil, sin, such as frequently breaking the 5 precepts, so that he will not be able to go to heaven and will have to receive punishment in hell for a long time, not having to be born as a human again. Because when he is born as a human being, he will have the opportunity to reach the Buddha within himself and will be able to know the truth of being a human being. Question: why are we born? Answer: born to create merit. Question: what is the goal of life? Answer: the ultimate Dhamma is the goal of life. Question: and how can we reach the goal of life correctly? Answer: practice Dhamma to reach the Dhammakaya within ourselves. And if humans unite, make their minds still, and reach the Buddha within themselves, they will unite to escape from his control, to be slaves of the devil, and will lead each other to the ultimate Dhamma of the white side. It will be able to destroy the darkness of the dark side completely. Therefore, the Buddha within, or the Dhammakaya within the body, which is the most detailed part of human beings, is the clear, white and bright Dhammakaya only. There will be absolutely no black color. The invitation to build the principal Buddha image, the black hair Dhammakaya, this time and then releasing news that it came from Luang Por and Luang Por molded it himself, is completely untrue, both in terms of reason and possibility. But it confirms with certainty that the real Luang Por Dhammajayo, 01, is definitely not in the temple anymore, because if 01 was there, 01 would definitely come out to obstruct and prevent the creation of the principal Buddha image, the black hair Dhammakaya, like this. 2. And the real Luang Por Dhammajayo, 01, cannot order or command anyone in the temple, because even if 01 was outside the temple or somewhere else, if 01 could still order anyone in the temple, he would have done it already, would have forbidden it, and not invited others to build the principal Buddha image with black hair like this. 3. And it is certain that Luang Por Dhammajayo, 01, there is definitely no idea to build a new principal Buddha image, because from the information in this link at time 22.34 hours. Saturday the 22nd of July 2023, there is a clear explanation. Let me review it here as follows. The principal Buddha image at the Ubozo of Wat Phra Dhammakaya, Luang Por Dhammajayo, is the sole owner of merit. The host, because he wants the correct characteristics, but no one has ever seen it done. He cannot tell anyone to make merit because he does not know how much money it will cost to make it. He has not even found a craftsman yet. And if there is money from any sponsor, that sponsor will be the owner of the principal Buddha image by default. He may not like the Buddha image that is made in this way because he has never seen it, is not familiar with it, and is afraid that there will be danger if it is not made according to the beliefs of the sculptors in various eras. Therefore, it can be guessed that if there is a sponsor to build the principal Buddha image, how many problems will there be? And if it is built as the main Buddha image, and the sponsor listens to many people and is not satisfied later, it will cause problems in terms of faith, belief, and the merit will not be pure. The relatives and devotees who come to pay homage will criticize in various ways, saying that the temple's screen is not made according to the model. That should be in line with the times or not make the host happy, and if they come across wrong beliefs that are scary, like building in the wrong style from the old era, there will be disaster or something bad for those who join in making merit, etc., that will make the host afraid and ask for the donation back, etc., or ask to demolish and rebuild in the same style as the era, etc., because the owner of the money is in charge. That way, it will prevent the work of Dhammakaya Buddhism of Luang Por from moving forward from the very first step. So he had to do it all by himself as the pioneer of spreading Dhammakaya Buddhism. He had to build the principal Buddha image, the Dhammakaya, in the form of the body first before he could teach people all over the world to reach the form of the body. The result is that the merit that arises belongs to him who thought of building it until it was successful. Whoever comes to pay homage, sees and reaches the Buddha in the body quickly. The merit that arises will come to him. The temple is the main merit. Merit upon merit supports him to be able to lead the group to build merit with victory over the Mara. But the big problem will arise when Luang Por asks for donations to build the principal Buddha image of Wat Phra Dhammakaya. There will be people joining in making merit. It will become the owner of merit, the principal Buddha image, the Dhammakaya, everywhere. When there is worship of this principal Buddha image, merit is born to the Creator. supporting the creator to be prosperous. But if one day some or many of the creators associate with bad people and become evil or wrong-minded people, or may change their religion because they were deceived, cheated, etc. in an evil way, this merit will become supporting the evil people to have the opportunity and the power to do evil more and more. Have so much power that they become extremely evil. It can also make the main Buddha image that was created become a tool to support the evil deeds even more. The purity of the merit from paying homage to the main Buddha image will also be lost. Update number 14, most important 1/2, share with each other. Sunday, August 6, 2023, 9:45 p.m. to 11:45 p.m. The real person who knows the dream. This story is about a group of merit makers. 1. Go to a place that looks like a boarding school. There are about 10 to 20 people living together. 2. Most of them are women, dressed like students, doing their daily activities. 3. I feel like I'm familiar with this group of people already. And join him. 4. At one point, I saw Mary Jackson from South Africa come there and talk. 5. This group is like an international receptionist, and when I heard him speak, I was far away. 6. She said that she was this old but she still came to Thailand again even though she thought she would never have the chance to come to Thailand again. 7. In my dream, I remembered that she was old, Aunt Mary, who I met when I went to Africa that year in 2006, is almost 70 years old. 8. I thought of going to talk to her, but it was still far away because she was in the international receptionist group. I didn't go to greet her yet. 9. At first, I saw the women in the team doing their normal routines. Going to take a shower, brush their teeth, and go to the toilet. Continued 32. 32. Update 14:10. There was a time when I went to the toilet, and I saw that the toilet was clean and convenient. 11. But then, I don't know what happened. I was going to the toilet, but I couldn't find it. 12. I walked to the place where I used to see clean toilets, but I didn't find it. Instead, I found a big building. 13. It looked like a student flat where I live, and I asked to use the toilet. 14. I had to walk to the queue. There were a lot of people. 15. But when I reached the point where I thought it was a toilet, it turned out that it wasn't. I had to climb upstairs. 16. How do I climb up? There were no stairs. I saw the person before me holding onto a cloth that didn't seem to tear easily on the left side. 17. Then her right hand grabbed the right iron, supporting herself by holding onto the cloth and going upstairs. 18. To me, I copied her. I wasn't sure how much weight the cloth could support, but I decided to hold onto it and swing myself up. 19. I saw women in various places. There were rooms, but there were no walls or doors to close them. Women do their daily activities such as washing their faces and brushing their teeth. 20. I look at the floor, which is flooded with water. It seems like there is no way to drain it, so it is flooded up to their ankles. 21. I ask the person who is brushing her teeth where I can go to the bathroom to relieve myself. She does not answer. 22. I look at the flooded floor. I look around and there is no bathroom for relieving or urinating. 23. In my dream, I wonder if I should urinate right here on the flooded floor. 24. I wonder if I should take off my clothes and squat down to relieve myself. It would be embarrassing, and if I finish, the urine will increase. There is no way it will flow anywhere. 25. I look at each person with a suspicious look. They just turn their faces away, only interested in their own activities. 26. This bathroom, as far as I can see, is like a shared bathroom, with only 8 to 10 people in each room. But there is no door to the room, and the water is flooded on the floor of every room. Analysis 1. This refers to the Dhammakaya temple, which is where merit makers gather. 2. When Mary Jackson first came, there was a foreign reception, which was back in 2006-2007. At that time, everything in the temple was still convenient and clean. Whoever came to relieve themselves would feel comfortable because O1 was always there to solve the problem. 3. But later, the temple became like a training school for people. There was no relief and no place to relieve themselves. They didn't care about anyone. 4. Women were laywomen. They had to live like that. They used shared bathrooms and didn't care about cleanliness or relieve themselves. 5. The temple didn't have a place to relieve themselves. If you wanted to find a way to relieve yourself, you'd have to struggle up to the second floor because there were no stairs to easily go up. They didn't welcome anyone. They set conditions that made it difficult for you to come to the temple. 6. If anyone came hoping to relieve themselves, they would find that there was nowhere to go. They didn't feel safe, uneasy. The people who stayed were still drowning in suffering. Conclusion 1. In the future, it will be difficult to come to Wat Phra Dhammakaya. Whoever wanted to come had to climb up because there was nothing to facilitate their convenience. For example, the people who arranged the transportation to bring people in still encountered conditions that made them not want to organize it more than they wanted to organize it. 2. But when they did come, there was no place to relieve themselves. Because everyone who lives in the inner area still lives in a mass of suffering, which is defilements, with no space left. 3. People come to the temple to be far from defilements, to be free from suffering, to find true happiness, but when they come to the temple, the inner area people are still in a mass of suffering, full of defilements. 4. Because there is no refinement, no refining with Dhammakaya knowledge to make it clean and pure like before, which the only person who can refine is O1. Who is the only merit leader, who is the leader of the side of suppressing defilements, who still has a gross body, still alive. 5. Because from now on, there will no longer be O1 using Dhammakaya knowledge to constantly refine and resolve defilements in the minds of everyone in the inner area who comes to Wat Phra Dhammakaya. Even though he is still alive and Dhammakaya knowledge is still with him, but he cannot do it anymore. See explanation at the Real Knower at 11:59 a.m. on Monday, August 7th. 2023 note *= O1 is the leader of the side of suppressing the white side, the side of merit. Normally, O1 will be with Dhammakaya knowledge, constantly refining and resolving the elements of Dhamma to see, remember, think, and know, for everyone who comes to practice Dhamma. At Wat Phra Dhammakaya every week and at major merit-making events, especially the rice offering day of the Lord Buddha, every first Sunday of the month. But O1 will not be able to do this anymore if the temple uses the glass room 2, where the black-haired Dhammakaya Buddha presides over the live broadcast of the merit-making ceremony. Because the intention is to give the merit of that ceremony on that day to the black side, the devil side, the sin side instead of the white side, the monk side, the merit side of O1. Because the black-haired Dhammakaya Buddha presides over the black side, the devil side, the sin side, no matter who created it and who joined in the merit-making, they do not have this knowledge. Do not have any intention. But what happened was that they really created it for their side. The results that will occur in the subtle way will really give this kind of result. And it caused the white Dhammakaya Buddha, the merit-conquering side of O1 and Luang Por Sad and Grandma Chan to retreat, have no right to the merit on that day. This is not a fight, but rather a willing surrender from the beginning. As O1 once said, when the monk enters, the devil leaves. When the devil enters, the monk leaves. When the white side enters the center of someone's body, the black side must leave. If the black side enters the center of someone's body, The white side also comes out. The word entering into one's heart means that the heart of that person invites it to enter their own heart willingly. Because every time in the temple's merit-making ceremony, the monk's white side, merit side will enter, meaning everyone. Starting from sitting with eyes closed. Think of the white clear glass Dhammakaya as Luang Por Dhammajayo led the meditation. But in the detailed section, before Luang Por Dhammajayo sent the sound to lead the meditation, his Dhammakaya will be placed on top of the principal Buddha image of the Dhammakaya in the center of the ceremony. For example, if it is glass room 1, it is the principal Buddha image with golden hair. In the International Dhammakaya Council, it is the principal Buddha image of the bright gold color. That is, the ceremony at that time will belong to the merit side, white side, monk side, as a result of merit. But if the temple administration's ignorance causes them to use the principal Buddha image of the black-headed Dhammakaya that was built and set up as the principal Buddha image in glass room 2 as the principal Buddha image in the center of the merit-making ceremony, the merit side will lose the right because it is equivalent to voluntarily giving the result of merit to the sin side, black side, the devil side, as a result of sin immediately as well. It is a voluntary act of giving merit to the sinful side since the beginning of the live broadcast at 11:59 a.m. The 7th of August 2023, Ext. 3:3. Update number 14 continued. Most important two halves. Using the Black Buddha as the president of the ceremony means giving up the merit of that time to the black side. The devil side equals inviting his side to come down and overlap, to be the owner of the merit on that day. This makes the white side or the side of O1, who is the side of the merit of the subduing side, unable to come down, not having to fight at all because it is given to him immediately. It relies on the temple administration not knowing or seeing the details but believing anyone who claims that O1 invited to build or claims that it belongs to O1. But since the actual reasoning is like this, there is no way that it is an invitation to build by O1, and there is no way that it is like the Buddha that O1 will let everyone join in making merit to build. This is the reason why he will not invite anyone to join in making merit to build the Buddha for Wat Phra Dhammakaya, because he wants to change the Buddha's model to be like the Dhammakaya that reaches the inner center of his own body that is developing every day. It has not reached the most detailed state yet, so it is considered not finished. Since the Buddha's model is not finished, he does not tell anyone to make merit. You receive the merit yourself. When combining these two reasons, there is no way that it is an invitation to make merit from O1, and there is no way that it is like the principal Buddha who recently emerged from the center of his body as some people claim. Since the black-headed Dhammakaya has always been of the black side, it is a subtle aspect that those who practice Dhamma who are subtle enough to see the Dhammakaya within will see it clearly. And if they are subtle and steady continuously, they will see for themselves that there is a black Dhammakaya of the black side confronting them all the time in the auction of power, fighting in the subtle aspect. The black Dhammakaya is completely black all over. The white Dhammakaya of O1 and Luang Por Dhammajayo is also bright all over. And most recently, in February 2016, O1 played the song O Phra Dhammakaya at the Dream in Dream Kindergarten School, which gave us the latest image of the Dhammakaya that O1 had reached. It is a physical Dhammakaya, subtle aspect, with a white-pink skin color and golden hair, eyebrows, and pelvis that are far superior to the black side. The kind that the black side can't fight anymore. And for this reason, the black side has devoted its forces to intercept Luang Por Dhammajayo in April 2016 with a criminal case immediately. But when the real experts tried to bring the message from O1 through the method of the dragon hidden in the body to tell everyone as much as they could, telling the origin telling since the middle of August 2018 and continuously updating. Until recently telling the truth of this matter that it will lead Wat Phra Dhammakaya to the end of the merit side, white side, monk side of O1, Luang Por Dhammajayo, etc. Becoming the property of the black side, sin side, demonic side easily. By this method, no one was found who would dare to bring this truth to tell the temple administration and the abbot. No one dared to bring a team to meet to explain this truth and obstruct anything. At this point, O1 had no way to help. He had to let the group give the temple to the black side, sin side, demonic side because no one dared to tell this truth, and let the people who were tools of the black side, sin side, demonic side continue to indulge, continue to deceive everyone that it belongs to Luang Por O1, and everyone believes it without anyone thinking of proving or asking the truth from O2 or Abbot Mu to be really sure why they said it belonged to O1. Did O1 order it himself, or did it when just words or a few written sentences, and they believed it was the real O1? Isn't it too easy for the most important matter like this? It became an easy defeat to the devil like this. Everyone gave in so easily like this? Because it was given to him willingly, the white side can no longer claim the rights or claim any merit. In this matter, whoever doesn't know, once they know, they must quickly go tell the abbot and the temple administrators to know the truth. Even though the temple administrators and the abbot and O2 still don't have the inner dharma detailed enough to see or prove for themselves whether it is true or not. But according to the reason and truth of those who saw and objected, with the results that if it is true, it will have indescribable terrible effects on the temple and everyone, both in and outside the area and the whole world. Because when the merit of the ceremony is given to the black side, there will be no merit for the white side to use the merit and Dhammakaya knowledge to work on solving any disasters. Next, let the world know. Whoever knows about this. If you are the real O1's child, don't be complacent. Don't think that it's not your duty. If the author of this story could go and tell it himself, he would have done it already. But because the author has a duty to receive messages from the hidden dragon, a duty like a postman, he has to do this duty. So he can't go and tell it himself because there will be no one else to receive and send messages from the dragon, O1, to everyone. Therefore, the dragon doesn't allow the author to appear and tell it himself. Or is it time for O1 to accept it, to let his children in large numbers fall into the trap of the demon side this time forever? In a way that O1 can't do anything because his children don't know that the Central Temple Administration has willingly given the temple's merit-making ceremony to the dark side without realizing it. It is an ignorance that has caused catastrophic damage to the entire white element of the world. It is regrettable that O1 expects his children to love O1 enough to remember his teachings and practice them correctly according to the principles of the teachings. At least they will continue to fight the demon, not just give in without having to fight. Like this. At this point, there will be at least 2 ways for O1's children to think of solving the problem. Type 1 children think of creating their own place to support them. In case the Dhammakaya temple is not making merit and you go to your own place instead, you are considered to be extremely selfish. Although you do good, you do it in the wrong place and at the wrong time. You do not understand that no matter how big and beautiful the Dhammakaya is built, with pure hearts, if it did not come from the combined efforts of the great group that O1 invited to come from the beginning, and it did not come from O1's own idea to build it, O1 would not have come to do Dhammakaya meditation at that beautiful Dhammakaya at all because it would only create merit for a few people who built that Dhammakaya. It would not result in collective merit for O1's group in this lifetime that will reach the ultimate Dhamma. Continued 34. 34. The The second type of child thought that they would sit together and spread loving kindness to release themselves from all karma, in order to reach the center of the 30-fold merit of Luang Por Sad. Who is the origin of the elements and the beginning of the Dhamma, thinking that it was a shortcut to the goal of the ultimate Dhamma according to Luang Por. But in reality, it was just taking themselves off the path of building merit together with O1, who was aiming to follow Luang Por Sad and Grandma Chan to the ultimate Dhamma, disappearing halfway. Not reaching the true center of Luang Por Sad's body. Because of the accumulated merit, everyone has encountered the Dhammakaya knowledge because O1. Since the beginning of the construction of the temple in this life, everyone can go with Luang Por Sad and Grandma on this path, they must follow O1 only. And the accumulated merit with O1 ended immediately when they sat by themselves according to the ideas and thinking methods of the group leaders who took everyone off the path that they had to build. Together with O1, whether they brought the group together to escape the trap or fight with the devil, all are merits that O1 is the only guide. If everyone goes by themselves, leaves the path following O1, hoping to follow Luang Por Sad, in addition to not having enough merits to reach him, it will also be like leading yourself astray, going nowhere, but floating, not reaching Luang Por, not reaching Grandma, and leaving O1. Therefore, whoever is a child type 1, stop thinking about creating merits by yourself like that and find a way, help the large group gain the correct knowledge. Bring the large group back to the path that Luang Por 1 led. It will be a great merit equal to starting to create merits with O1 since building the temple. And whoever is a child type 2, come back to consider the truth and what is happening in the group and find a way to use the knowledge from the hidden Dragon O1 to fix it. To inform the temple administration as the real owner of the temple to stop those dangerous actions. When you don't know or see, you shouldn't be sure, you shouldn't do it in the way you are doing. If someone objects that it will have such a serious effect, because if you know the truth later, it will not be fixed in time and cannot be fixed. It is suffering and danger in the cycle of existence that cannot be fixed again forever. Because not doing things that are uncertain and continuing to do the same thing will still be able to lead the group to move forward. Because O1 will still be able to superimpose knowledge. Help everyone. For those who can't do anything, besides not getting caught in the trap of being lost in the temple. Sit in meditation every morning, 057 a.m. https://youtube.com/playlist?list equals plvedcg_opoker_veg 7y3jw4rwqw3 delavin and help pray for a great general, a real son of O1. To perform the duty of helping to restore the great group of the element of the white side of Dharma. Return to the path of O1 and Luang Por Yai, etc. To the ultimate Dharma to be accomplished immediately and immediately. Please, update number 15, clear 1/2 from a message card from the dragon. That says offering alms to 10,000 monks at Hat Yai. The advertisement has a large Buddha statue with a gold hair body. But on the actual day of the event, it is a gold hair Buddha statue with a black hair body. Not as advertised equals lie equals sin. Which in detail means equals giving merit to the dark side, bringing disaster to those who join in making merit, attracting disaster. It's good that he didn't give up. He solved it in time. There are questions from those who want to know, and it can be explained to some extent as follows. Whether anyone understands more or less depends on the basic understanding of merit and virtue in creating merit. Each person has different levels. And whether or not they are a merit maker in this group. Question, but those who have faith and remember the triple gem will gain merit, right? Answer, in order for merit to arise, there must be 3 factors. 1. Pure donation material. 2. Pure merit field. 3. Pure merit maker. You must also consider these 3 factors. when doing a big merit-making event with a project, which the organizing committee has a purpose related to Buddhism, or else who would organize it? And why organize it? Because there will be expenses, manpower, and cooperation from all sectors. Those who put their effort into this activity until it is successful will gain a great deal of merit according to the abilities of each person who does it. And only merit is behind it. Happiness and success of humans equals if you have merit, you will succeed in everything. And a big event like this can succeed. It depends on the merit and intention of the person who thinks it up. Initially, it was the intention and support of Luang Por Dhammajayo of Wat Phra Dhammakaya to maintain the strength of the Buddhist community in 4 out of 4 southern border provinces. When this activity is organized, monks, novices, male and female lay devotees, meaning lay people, must cooperate to do merit-making activities together. The merit that arises when it is successful will also be the power to maintain Buddhism in the overall sense. In the details, those who do not have the Dhammakaya eye will not be able to see what the merit that arises is like, what it can do, or what the leaders use the merit for, how to raise the country and protect the country. It is like having another layer of cover. And if this cover has pure intention, that is, it comes from the person who orders and operates, who worships the Buddha. Who is the highest president of the white side? There will be the Dhammakaya Buddha, the principal Buddha of the white side, brought from Wat Phra Dhammakaya, which Luang Por Dhammajayo thought of to create. There is a sculptor who he has already chosen, Phai Thawan, and he will not ask anyone for merit in creating the principal Buddha of the Dhammakaya. For the temple that you have planned to build, when starting the ceremony, light incense and candles to worship the principal Buddha image in the ceremony, which is the invitation of the Lord Buddha to reside as the main principal and the chairman. The ceremony from the beginning to the end will be a result of merit. Those who make merit will gain merit. But if the lid is on the black side, meaning the servants and slaves of the devil, who are human bodies, commanding the mind of the person who commands as the black side, they will invite the black side. The principal Buddha image that is brought to create and use is therefore a form that promotes the black side. For example, in this ceremony, this year, the principal Buddha image in the advertisement was not invited to preside over the merit-making ceremony this year. Instead, it was the principal Buddha image with black hair who was appointed as the chairman of the ceremony equals appointing the black side, who is the sinful side, to preside over the ceremony. Continued 35. In detail, the incense and candles that are lit in front of the principal Buddha image, the appearance of which side, that side will be the head. The entire ceremony will become the result of that side. When inviting the golden Dhammakaya with black hair to be the head Buddha image in any merit-making ceremony, which is not the Dhammakaya of the white side, the same actions in the ceremony with a controller who has different minds will give different results. That is, the person who gives alms will gain merit, but that merit will be given to the black side, causing him to drive the merit of his side out to give back. When he is the black side, skilled in human suffering and sickness, he will repay the merit that everyone sends to him with the power of sin that he has. People will receive merit, but the result is human suffering and sickness instead of happiness and prosperity. If you have watched a sci-fi or Chinese movie, you must have seen it. Why can the villains who seem to have demonic powers be able to absorb human souls to be their own power? If all those offerings are set up to worship his side, even in the form of the white side, he immediately has the right to that result. This kind of thing is partly true, which people generally do not worship the black side anyway. That side had to use tricks, deceive, disguise themselves. and use the ritual forms of the good and white sides, but with evil intentions behind them. Only good people with merit would agree to do it without knowing. In the past, people were not interested in how important the principal Buddha image in various ceremonies was because there were no knowledgeable people, no Dhammakaya knowledge, and no knowledge of the detailed three sides, the black side, sin side, the white side, merit side, and the gray side, neither merit nor sin side. Until the birth of Luang Por Sod of Wat Paknam, a disciple, Grandma Chankan Nak Young, studied Dhammakaya knowledge from Luang Por Sod until she became an expert and passed it on to Luang Por Dhammajayo, 01. Then 01 came to build Wat Phra Dhammakaya and spread Dhammakaya Buddhism all over the world like today. 01 was a teacher who taught Dhamma sermons at the Dream in Dream Kindergarten School every night for 14 years, from 2002 to 2016, and invited groups of people to come and build merit until they practiced Dhamma all over the world. All of this was the merit of the white side that brought happiness and prosperity to humans. Because every human being has a pure white Dhammakaya within them, but they did not know that it existed until they met 01 and practiced Dhamma as 01 taught. They saw the truth that it was real and good. Buddhism, the Dhammakaya knowledge, has spread throughout the world with great prosperity. And Dhammakaya knowledge, which is the knowledge of the Lord Buddha, has also arisen. It can be done among those who practice and reach the Dhammakaya within themselves. It is knowledge that can be used to fight and confront the devil or the dark side, which means to bid for power with the power of the merit, white side, and the power of the sin, black side. And the black side does not want humans to gain merit because they want humans to suffer, not to let humans live on earth because humans are the property of the white side. When humans are born by practicing the knowledge of the white side, the human body envelops the pure white Dhammakaya within them, making the black side unable to harm the white Dhammakaya. They can only oppress humans, making them do evil with their body, speech and mind, exhausting their merit and causing themselves to die. When humans listen to the Dhamma, know about merit, know about the three meritorious actions, which are making donations, keeping the precepts, developing meditation or sitting in meditation, they will increase their own merit and virtue, making humans gain more happiness and prosperity. It will be more difficult for the opposing side to defeat humans. When Buddhism declined, people lost their religion, did not go to temples, did not listen to Dharma, and became addicted to gambling and the 5 precepts. The dark side gained a lot of power from this. They took humans to be their slaves. When they died, they took them to various levels of hell for a long time. Because if they were reborn as humans and reached the Buddha within themselves, they would see that they existed. Then they would know that there was a white side that wanted to eliminate them, the suppression side, because they were a danger to humans. If they did not exist, humans would only have happiness. Therefore, it was the origin of the suppression side, which separated from the favoring side but was in the same element of Dharma, the white side. Humans who practice Dharma to reach the Buddha within themselves according to the teachings of the Lord Buddha, accumulated merit and virtues of 10/20ths until reaching 30 times, would become the Buddha of the favoring, teaching side. When their lifespan ended, they would leave their bodies and take the Dharma body or the subtle Dharma body, the clear glass body, to the sense of nirvana. However, those who learned about practicing Dharma to reach the Dharma body within themselves from the original source were Luang Por Sod of Wat Paknam Phaisi Jaron, passed down to Grandma Chankan Nak Young. Who was the successor, Luang Por Dhammajayo? The intention of the originator at this point is Luang Por Sod, aiming to conquer the devil and destroy defilements, leaving no residue. To go to the ultimate truth of the white side, which is to conquer the dark side at the end of the road, extinguishing all darkness. This group will have a resting place in the middle of the fourth heaven, Dusit Buri, special merit, the area of the Supreme Bodhisattva, which is called the subjugation side. This group will not hold nirvana as the main goal, but will have the ultimate goal of the truth, with a resting place in the middle of the fourth heaven, this point. Coming down to create merit in the era when Buddhism began to weaken, and then bring people back to creating merit, preserving Buddhism, which will gain stronger merit than coming down in the era when the Lord Buddha was born. Because when there is no Lord Buddha, there will always be obstacles from the dark side or the devil side, preventing humans from creating merit and virtue. The group that came down to be born in this season or era is a group that came down to create more powerful merit. They must face the obstacles of the devil, who uses the three families of defilements, which are greed, anger, delusion, to prevent humans from making donations, preventing humans from keeping the 5 precepts, preventing humans from meditating and practicing Dhamma. It is therefore a fight. It is difficult to gain merit each time. When one can do it each time, it is called victory. One will be very pleased and have a lot of merit. The big merit-making ceremonies that occur are therefore his idea. They are created so that everyone can build merit and gain a lot of merit that the opposition cannot obstruct, and have long-lasting happiness and prosperity that will follow them in every life and every existence. When the intention is like this, the Buddha image that presides over the merit-making ceremony must be of the Dhammakaya white sect only. Continued 36. 36. Regarding this Dhammakaya Buddha image, Luang Por Dhammajayo, 01 will not allow anyone to build it, except for those he chooses. He will not ask anyone to join in building it because his intention in building the Buddha image is to reflect the Dhammakaya within that humans can access. He brings the image of his own access for people to see and worship, so that they can connect and attract the senses, the Buddha within everyone that already exists, to appear more easily and quickly, and be more accessible. The more the Buddha image is created to be like the Buddha within, the more it will attract the Buddha within everyone to be accessible more easily and quickly. Update number 15. Continue. Clearly 2 halves. That means the power of merit and virtue that arises from paying homage to the Buddha image that he created each time will result in the worshipper receiving immediate happiness and prosperity. The Dhammakaya within that humans can access has many levels. As long as it is still on the white side, which is the side of merit, it has not yet reached the most refined one. Therefore, he will not ask anyone to make merit. And the more refined it is, the brighter it must be. The more you see, the happier you will be. The more you see, the more you will feel joyful. Paying homage and worshipping will result in more merit and much happiness and prosperity, because humans are a gross body created by the white side of merit. Humans can practice Dhamma and reach the Buddha in the white side, which is the pure white Dhammakaya. While the subtle elements of Dhamma have 2 other sides. They are similar in appearance to the Dhammakaya, except for the color. The gray side has a gray Dhammakaya. The black side or the Mara side has a black Dhammakaya. Therefore, the principal Buddha image that is a replica of the subtle Dhammakaya in the white side must not be black at all. Suddenly, at the beginning of this year, 2566, the temple invited people to create Buddha images with black hair, claiming that they were creating the great man's body, which is the gross body of the Lord Buddha. Just this point contradicts the original purpose of Luang Por Dhammajayo, 01, which 01 said that the principal Buddha image must be a replica of the body in the body only. And the Dhammakaya in the white side will definitely not be black, especially even if it is the hair. There was also an invitation to make merit by creating 2 principal Buddha images, making the hair black, claiming that it was creating the gross body of the great man of the Lord Buddha, which was not really 01's intention. One did not intend to create a principal Buddha image that was created as a gross body because the real thing is inside. All human beings are the same, not the gross characteristics that we see, but the characteristics of the Dhammakaya that are subtle within themselves. The bright white line must not have black mixed in, and importantly, he will not ask for donations and invite people to join in building in large numbers like he did in the past. Therefore, both the design of the new principal Buddha image as the black-haired Dhammakaya and the many donations and invitations to build in the past were not what the real Luang Por Dhammajayo ordered to be. Built and done. And he was not in the temple and did not order anything. But what happened was that people falsely claimed to take advantage of them, secretly embezzled the donations and items in the temple. They were afraid that people would not cooperate if they asked for donations again, so they had to claim that it was Luang Por who told them because people did not believe that Luang Por was there. They found a way to make people believe, giving sermons in writing. Some people claimed to have met him. No matter how similar it was, what was his identity was what came from his heart. He was a person with a noble heart like him. His aspirations, his goals, and what he taught were his identity. Therefore, we have found that many things were not what he used to say, not what he taught regularly. But in the temple, they did it and claimed that he told us to do it. Therefore, it was a deception. They did not have detailed knowledge of the Dhamma. They did not have the Dhammakaya eye. So they did not know that how serious is the offense to create the image of the principal Buddha, the Dhammakaya, with black hair like that, which is in line with the dark side of the devil. Whenever he is invited to be the main and the leader, it is equivalent to giving all the merit to him to use in harming humans. As a reward for those who helped create, use and make merit by inviting him to be the leader without knowing. This is the answer for those who wonder if those who make merit have faith and remember the triple gem, making merit will bring merit. Even the monks who say that giving alms will bring merit equals that is true only in making merit themselves, by themselves, in small groups, that are not part of any large project that was once the idea of Luang Por Dhammajayo. But if it is done in the part that is the idea of him, we have to see what form the principal Buddha image was invited to be used as the main and the leader in that merit ceremony. If it is found that the principal Buddha image has black elements in any part of the principal Buddha image's body, apart from the eyelashes, it is considered not to be of the white side of merit, even if it is the idea of Luang Por. Because now the group of monks in the temple has changed. Many minds have become slaves of the dark side. It cannot be fixed. What comes out of the central part of the temple, therefore, we have to look at each task individually. If it is still Luang Por Dhammajayo's original project, let's look at the principal Buddha image. What is it doing? Setting up a principal Buddha image with a black head to preside over any merit-making ceremony. Let's know that the merit of that round will become entirely the black sides. Whoever is involved will receive the benefits that the black side will give instead of happiness and prosperity, which is suffering, sorrow, and illness. Another easy thing to observe is that whenever it is not the merit side, people will come and do it very easily. There will be no obstacles at all, whether it is money to donate, traveling, or trading. If the goal is to donate money to the part that the black side dominates, it will give them results. It will be unusually smooth and easy. Whoever tries to stop or obstruct them will not believe them. The illnesses that they used to have will suddenly disappear or get better. They will not be obstacles. This is different from the time when they really made merit with Luang Por Dhammajayo. Whatever they did, whether they moved or did, they would all be obstructed and become obstacles. If they were not sick, they would be sick. If they were not seriously ill, they would be seriously ill. They could not come. If they had money, they would be oppressed. Trading, expecting to get it, did not get it. It required a lot of effort. They had to try and use their intelligence to find a way to make it happen. Many people give up just because they don't come and do it. Those who give up lose and don't get this merit. Continue listening to 37 in the next clip.
นิทุกขาจานุปัฏฐวาพุทธังยาวาภวัคคาจาอโทยาวาอวิจิตโตสมันตาจักวาเรสุเยสัตตาอากเส